So we're about ready to start the open mic. I have, looks like about eight folks on the list. And just a reminder, we're looking at about 5 minutes apiece. And just a reminder, this is a family-friendly environment, so keep that in mind.
It's a long time.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to get us started with a couple of short ones here. First one's called Handouts and Last Suppers. Life doesn't hand out banquet tickets, just as some homes never become meals. If free will were a seat at the table, it doesn't mean we would ever know why. Title to this one is The Ritual of the 13 Heavens. Think Aztec. In progression to the temple, we climb the polished steps. In our hands, we carry the obsidian knives. In this season, love demands its sacrifice. The closer we rise toward the heart, the sharper we make the blades. This is the ritual to open the 13 heavens. On the carved altar, our chests are pried open. On the carved altar, our pain is taken. On the carved altar, we surrender our separation. See small stones in a bowl of blood. These scars will heal. All right, first up, Mr. C. Stephen Blue. All yours. Blue!
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Good.
I'm glad you're all here today, and we really love putting this on for you each month, so I hope you have a good time. So this one is a performance piece. You know, some of you know I do that stuff. This is an old poem, about almost 20 years old, from 1998. But some music was created for this this week with my band, Traditional Stuffing. And it is titled, Tempted by an Angel. Tempted by an angel, speaking words of love. Tempted by an angel, a vision from up above. She was the angel of your dreams. She was speaking the words of love. Tempted by an angel is all you were guilty of. Did the best you could, worked hard to make things right. But no matter how hard you try, some things just don't work out in this life. You paved the road to the Garden of Eden. You even made her your wife. But in the end, she left you with nothing but guilt for the strife. Tempted by an angel, speaking words of love. Tempted by an angel, a vision from up above. She was the angel of your dreams. She was speaking the words of love. Tempted by an angel is all you were guilty of. You just can't seem to find someone willing to love you for you. But you've still got your children and your dreams to carry you through. But you still see that sparkle that shines in her eyes. You still remember it all. No matter how you try to ignore it, sometimes you still hear the angels call. Tempted by an angel, speaking words of love. Tempted by an angel, a vision from up above. She was the angel of your dreams. She was speaking the words of love. Tempted by an angel is all you were guilty of. Bandmates, Brian Burton on guitar on this, and David McLeod on bass. Thank you.
All right. Beautiful. Next up, specifically to celebrate Mother's Day, Dear Connie.
Go.
What if we
Lower
that a little bit.
good for you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to say I was fortunate biologically to have children, but there is also, as Carl Jung says, the mother within us, male and female. The concept, you have to find out yourself. And this poem is when I first became a mother. And her name was Vicky. My darling Vicky, it is so quiet, except for the sound of the cricket, flies, and birds. Butterflies are silent. Then they can, and ants crawled on our knees. My daughter and I blew the dandelions, walked on rocks. Our voices were feminine as we shared the swing, talking about the sun and how it gives to all that breathes. We laughed, my first daughter and I. We shared love. Now this one is rather sad. It's about the same daughter. Mother's wish. My dearest child, today is Mother's Day. I wish you were here. I miss your embrace and your loving way, as you truly were my firstborn. And you carried that flag with a responsibility only the firstborn can have. Your spirit keeps me not alone in my heart. But today, on Mother's Day, I wish you were here. The first place is yours always, and your siblings have kept it intact. They also miss you and love you more than I know to tell. Remember, you are present in all that is lovely and good. But today, I wish you were here. Well, off of Mother's Day, I have written another poem called The Ordinary. Changing by growing still, staying the same. I know that doesn't make sense sometimes. It doesn't make sense to me either. When I look at what surface beauty is, I can get caught up in that moment of judging from some preconceived idea, not from my own sense of beauty. The ordinary is what is missing. I now know that I was taken with the grandiose and not as a heroine, but my admiration kept me from seeing that the ordinary was left out. The old Ayn Rand syndrome, the survival of the fittest. I could go on and on, touching all kinds of subjects that has to do with accepting the ordinary. Remind me that I am on my path and still feel good about being ordinary.
Mother, everywhere that you are, thank you.
Gosh, it's moving. Everybody has such a unique, beautiful form of creativity inside them. And, okay. There's that better?
Better.
Okay, a little bit better. Alrighty there. Okay, I just want to say that whoop-de-doo, I found out today that Barnes & Noble has ordered 4 copies of this, so it will be here. And if they run out, you can ask them to order more. Just came out last month. All right. This book did not start out breathing spirit. It started out as notes scribbled in the middle of the night, waking up in a sort of a traumatized state. And after a couple months, I had quite a few prayer poems going, so decided to think possibly other people could be blessed. And I appreciate Jeremy's phrase, cannot be ultimately defined. Desire for source. Eternal yes. What are you, or are you a who? I may never know, but my innermost places and spaces desire your yesness. Every heartbeat, every thought, every dying cell, every new cell calls out your indwelling yes. Every disintegration that happens in this world and worlds beyond, from old matter into new matter, evolving energy exhibits your powerful yes. Galaxies proclaim your ongoing yes. Even the illusory emptiness of black matter reveals its yes. Yes, cry out the atoms. Yes, respond the molecules. Yes, sing sperm and egg cells. Yes, shout the greens, the blues, the ecstatic dancing whites, the soil and air, the fire and ice. Our natural world hums yes. Deep inside, I identify with yes. What and who are you? Yes. Anger. Anger, it has its place, doesn't it? It stirs me to action. It demands I speak out against wrong, against ignorance, against hate. Or am I speaking for rather than against? For thoughtfulness, for love, for justice. Guide me, Spirit, guide me, awesome light. Keep me in your narrow path. Speed me past temptations to sin by allowing my own judgments to rule me. Speed me past those hasty judgments, judgments lacking sufficient light. Keep me moving forward and remind me not to replay and rehearse my anger. Slow me down only when I arrive at the place of hearing you're almost silent, but quietly whispering inner direction, which I can depend upon for guidance. Guide me to my next word, my next action, my next thought, opening to my next emotion. I confess that sometimes anger is a thrill, and sometimes it is ugly, but sometimes anger is a small gathering around a fire that craves truth, truth to feed it, color it, energize it, and give heart to its necessary right action, which allows resolution back to calm. Help me to feel anger in all its phases. Help me to recognize the forward tilt of my emotion. Am I drawn to my justice or your justice? Yours is the true light that never extinguishes. Yours the purifying white heat that will do us no harm. I am thankful for your company in the ride of my emotions. Guide me today. Anybody ever have bad dreams?
No.
Author of Energy, Emotion, and Dreams, I need your help. The gift of sleep I was blessed with last night certainly felt like a mixed blessing. A missed blessing? I learned what I already knew. I'm worried, and my dreams tell me very distinctly that sleep is not necessarily a refuge. I am struggling against things I feel powerless to change. My waking efforts to improve situations appear as frustrating roadblocks in the most vivid dreams. Enough words. I've been here before. May my rest be restorative, rejuvenating as a warm rain shower on a lazy afternoon, calming as the lightest blanket of snow in early evening. May my limbs be loose, my breathing soft, slow and full. I envision myself lying down in your relaxed lap, your reassuring touch on my crown, your protective presence containing my soul's energy. My unconsciousness, your artist's canvas. My dreams, a conduit for your inherent goodness. Waking or sleeping, I am at your mercy. How thankful I am for you, my deepest rest. Strength. I need it, but what is it? Why does the word balance come to mind? And then resilience and adaptability? Devotion, focus, single-mindedness? But I thought it had to do with firmness, control, immovability? No, those words conjure a vision of a brick wall, and immediately that wall appears broken, crumbling under its own weight with stress fractures, missing pieces, holes. So, is strength focused but adaptable, according to the need of the moment? Now natural elements of your world appear. Eagle's wings, elephant's muscles, water, one of the strongest forces I can imagine. And then there is light. Focused light is strong. I guess when I think I need strength, what I truly want is energy. Powerful, energized movement toward a goal, but ready to change direction at your prompting, which calls for sensitivity? Are you kidding me? Now I see monarch butterflies flying thousands of miles in any kind of weather to reach their distant goal. Yes. Give me your finely calibrated strength, source of life and light, your creative power moving me toward more fulfilling life. So far, I have few answers, but I have many clues. I experience true strength only in your miraculous style. In spite of my fragility, or perhaps because of it, I am willing. Your mysterious and indescribable strength, that's what I need. And willingness. I might be up again almost to my 1 minute.
One more? Okay.
Great Spirit, I am here, you are here. Let me think your thoughts without knowing they are your thoughts. Let me hear your voice without knowing it is your voice. Let me use your words without knowing they are your words. I need your guidance and companionship, even when I am not conscious of them. They are my ballast and my protection. Thank you for this new day in which to be with you. In my busyness, I may not be aware of you, nor recognize your voice, but I believe you are here with me, and I am telling you that I am open.
Next up, Autumn.
So this is my latest and unedited manuscript. So if anybody has any comments afterwards, they would be appreciated. It's called Scientist Sydney, and it's also a tribute to my mom.
Closer to the mic.
Eat the mic.
Okay. Nature is mysterious, and I question it all the time. Why is the sky blue and that slug covered in slime? And then I wonder, what is blue? And is it something I can measure? And does that slime help the slug do something clever? I also want to know how my body stays at 98.6 degrees, and why I have so many things in common with chimpanzees. Can I answer these questions that run through my head? I asked my mom as she tucked me into bed. Her smile let me know that I'd like what she was about to say. Sydney, science answers questions like yours every day. Science, I thought. What a grand word. I instantly decided I'd become the world's happiest nerd. So I learned what science is and how it's done. And let me tell you, I had way too much fun. I scribbled questions until my hand could write no more. Then I had to decide which one I wanted to explore. I narrowed my choices down to those I could test, the questions I could answer using more than an educated guess. With my question in mind, the background research began. I had to learn what others already knew before developing my plan. I searched for explanations supported by thousands of experiments and studies. Theories that explain and predict things for you, me, and our scientific buddies. I looked for reports that could provide me with clues, and for other scientists looking for the same type of news. What have people tried, and what did they learn? What should I try when it's my turn? Once I learned enough to propose an answer to my question, I wrote my hypothesis and started designing my experimental session. With the procedure in hand, my team and I got started, while carefully ensuring our observations were clearly charted. Along the way, some surprising things went wrong, but that didn't stop us because our minds are super strong. We fixed the problems and continued on, even when our sleepy bodies made us yawn. The results were finally in and everyone started to cheer. In these moments, I'm so happy I chose science as my career. I stared at my pile of data and my heart began to race. It was finally time for me to learn what had just taken place. What did my experiment reveal about the hypothesis I proposed? Was the data in support of my idea, or was it opposed? Or did it tell me something I hadn't even thought about? Would it send me on a completely different route? I spent days and days and weeks analyzing the data using all sorts of techniques. Then I packaged my findings into a well-written report and waited for my peers to review it and retort. Once they ensured my methods, data, and conclusions were aligned, I was finally able to share what I learned with humankind. Soon after, a magazine was delivered to my lab. One of the pages was marked with a purple sticky tab. I couldn't help but wonder if my article was on that page. So I thumbed to it, and there it was on center stage. I proudly announced to the world that my hypothesis wasn't supported, that more science needed to be conducted and clearly reported. I suggested avenues that fellow scientists could investigate, and told the world to tune in regularly for an update. Even though my hypothesis wasn't supported, I was as happy as could be, because I got to share something new with more people than just me. Sharing information with the world is a feeling unlike any other. and I learned how to do it with the help of my wonderful mother.
Poetry to teach science to kids. Who says there isn't an application? Andrew Gonzalez.
I got it. Howdy, everybody.
Howdy.
Or maybe that's a little bit loose. All right. When you don't need a tap, but could use a good thwap, 'cause there's monsters on your back, bending backwards from the weight. Then you're ready for a whack, not a touch or a caress, 'cause that won't snap you out of the mass hypnosis. In billboard advertisements and television entertainments, there's so much stimulation scratching the brain cellular itches. Violence in the media, lapping up adrenaline, mere neurons firing, living vicariously. People are starving with their bloated guts while we're stuck in the rut of watching scenes that in real life would be nuts. The caveman in us, raving, feeling luxurious, captivated by the glorious mirage of images. And he maybe gets a hint once in a while in a glint of discomfort felt that endless occupation is a distraction, a diversion. For what and for whom would I be kept busy to the tomb, shuffling onward on a pursuit to consume until I am consumed? Meanwhile, my suspicion looms. Society appears as a cartoon, captivating but deeply fake, with goons in power suits happy to lead the way. Something is wrong. Everything's not okay. Peace was a song we loved, however, it only put us in a haze. We could learn from a good punch in the face. There is something less substantial in pleasure than in pain. Malevolent politicians promise happiness and wealth, ignorant the consequence to other people's health. Building on top of bodies, worked to the bone. Labor is the slave's religion, building Egyptian pyramids. Myriad and multifarious are the methods that entrap us, sapping up vitality. You'll seem like such a stiff if you continue to resist. It's easy to be twisted. Human nature is basically plastic, like Barbie and G.I. Joe. Everyone a doll in their own eyes, conforming to a generally accepted malady. Maybe that's our condition. Easily moldable and pliable, controlled by the controlling who control thoughts and actions across distances with propaganda overhaul. Splitting people into factions because war is so profitable. Business is business. Too much ethics would hinder it. Politics is no different. Another way to steal and loot. Which is not a conspiracy, but a simple truth, as stated by Machiavelli. There's always been an expendable herd, and there's always been an aristocracy made of wolves. So the news is not new, and injustice is not outrageous. But the norm is for a few to prey upon the public. In Hollywood, the rich get paid to serenade the poor, till the poor discover it's a struggle to turn those demon boxes off. Stages and play aren't bad in themselves. But I have a nagging question. When we are distracted, what are we distracted from?
Thank you, Andrew. Next up, help me out here if I'm not reading this right. Is it Gillian Walker?
Julian Walker.
Julian Walker. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that you will agree with me that poetry cannot be limited to the present. Poetry can be the past, the present, and the future. So it doesn't have to be necessarily me either. I'm a musical historian, curator of antique sheet music, collector of unusual songs, and I'd like to share with you the words of some of these unusual songs that I've collected. And none of these are by me.
A little closer to the mic.
Little closer.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. And this is called When You Were the Girl on the Scooter and I Was the Boy on the Bike, by Mac Gordon. Just recall that if you can, the day our dream of love began, when you were the girl on the scooter and I was the boy on the bike. In school, my friends would make me blush when they said I had a crush when you were the girl on the scooter and I was the boy on the bike. Then we went to proms and dances. Time and time again I heard you say, let's forget about romances till graduation day. We did and found our happiness, and now we pray that someday we may possess our own little girl, if you like, and her little baby brother riding next to her on his bike. This next song is a category of dance sensations. It's also called dance crazes. And this was a projected possible dance, which turned out to be very impractical. No one could do it. And it was also kind of dangerous. And it was called Let's Knock Knees, 1931, by Mac Gordon. And watch out. You're my type of a shy type of a beau, dear. So let's do things a little differently. I'll teach you a few things. You teach me some new things. Now whatever I say, you say never, dear. I'm not bashful or mashful, but I might be a little pashful. Now without you, I'm so love affairless. So if you can't be good, then we'll be careless. You're sweet and so agreeable, and I feel so gosh agreeable. Do warm me, or I'll freeze, and let's knock knees. No. You are so Bill and cooable, and I am so love youable. Come cuddle closer, please, and let's knock knees. No. They say make hay while the sun shines. So let's make out hey while the moon shines. My heart's so tick-tock tickable, and your lips are so lipstick kissable. You certainly know your ABCs. So let's knock knees. No. This is a song dedication to my mother. It's called You're Such a Comfort to Me. Mac Gordon again, 1933. Like a port in a storm, like a breeze when you're warm, like sugar in your tea, you're such a comfort to me. Like a coat when you're cold, like a cave when you're old, like honey to a bee. You're such a comfort to me. I'm sure that you're as refreshing as rain to a fading rose, a fireside when it snows, a stroll in the park, a kiss in the dark, like a nest to a dove, like a song when you're in love. You will always be such a comfort to me. Okay, I guess we have one more about my mother. I'm in heaven when I'm in my mother's arms, by Howard Johnson. Who is that? 1920. I'm a naughty little lad, acting mighty bad, who wouldn't do his lessons as he should. The teacher just shook her head, looked at him and said, "You'll be sorry if you don't be good. You'll never go to heaven when you die." Then the lad made this reply, "I don't have to die to go to heaven. There's a heaven here on earth I love, where I can hear the voice of an angel, just as sweet as any angel up above. She's the queen of just a plain old rocking chair, when she holds me safe from harm. So no, I don't have to die to go to heaven. I'm in heaven when I'm in my mother's arms."
Thank you, Julian. Lawrence R. Lawrence, have you been here before? Welcome.
Okay, this is called The Unraveled Man. Settled in a room gone gloomy, windows draped, now withered in despair, that for all my life are these matters I can't ignore. While others look, they see through me. Even as I have an outline, they see little more than the chair. So I say to those that thought they knew me, come nearer, I implore. From that life in which I took my form, now replaced with haze and light, and yet something more, come nearer and keep your old friend warm. No, there is no need to undo me. I have settled through to nearly air, that for all my life are these matters I can't ignore, that while living or dead, I never got to be the true me. The most I ever accomplished was the growing of my hair. Yet so much more unfinished is all that is due me. Come near, I implore. From that life which I left with a storm, there is no other brother, you know that for sure. Come near and keep your old friend warm. Then let us join and agree, united in a toast of glasses all to share, that for all my life are these matters I can't ignore. All in respect, with peace, find a new path and harmony, as individuals to define a way to show we care, to create a better path, to create a better pattern of congruity. Come near, I implore. Close the gap and create the norm, together as a family from spirit pure. Come near and keep your old friend warm. This one's a little happier here. Squishing up the bugs on the patio, turning to use the insecticide, listening to a song on the radio, but you better watch out for the tsetse fly. It will buzz up and bite you from behind, cause you to sweat, might even lose your mind. So get to your cabinet, way down below the sink, find the aerosol spray, gonna give that bug a drink. Spy that tsetse fly in the corner of the room, raise up that aluminum can, this bug is gonna meet its doom. Pressing down on the button, releasing all the spray. Now I don't know nothing, and the bug, it flew away. And this will be my last one, because I'd like to do this again sometime. I really just came spur of the moment here. This is called Second Glance. I had me an old store catalog, didn't have much to look at, just some sales going 2 for $5. with pants and shirts and mini skirts, none my style nor my size. Then there on the last page was a coupon yellowed with age that had expired 4 decades ago. Now I gave it a second glance just because I wanted a better chance. The prices were going round and round while memories flashed from where they were stashed that showed me our grand city as the town I used to know. And even though the lights were low, I could see within their glow that I didn't need one stitch of a thing. And I gave it a second glance just because I wanted a better chance. It was a bargain at any rate, especially for that long ago date. And while I may not have credit, they have a generous down payment plan. You can make a purchase when you get a boy, then pay off the balance when you're a man. So I clipped that coupon for all the whatchamacallit in case I'm in the store from my past with that same old brown wallet.
Thank you, Lawrence. Thanks for coming. We have one more poet, and then we're done for the afternoon. So please welcome Karen.
Karen! Yeah!
Come on, Karen.
I don't want podium myself. I'll get this up. Oh, no, I don't want the podium here. My name is Karen Dallier. I'm the only one in this galaxy by that name. Today, being Mother's Day, I'm going, as I always do, an impromptu piece, either music, playing my guitar, bass, or drums, or coming up with a poem in thin air. I've been doing that for years, and I feel very blessed by that gift. And I've seen others do it as well. I appreciate all you poets and people who came to enjoy it. So give me a minute to meditate, and I'll tell you what's on my mind. Hey Mama, how do you feel? Are you proud of your girl tonight? Well, I guess I could be too, and my sister as well. Dreams are dreams, and they seem to be a conscious choice. A reality with a voice so clear, like a crystal goblet. But see this, there is a chip in my cup. See how when I sip, the water of my life is filled by measure by these dreams. Love seems like a cantankerous old man waiting for a kiss goodbye as he wanders in fields, magically aware, and there before him lay the stream, finger by finger becoming a forest river, cascading over stones of my life. This old man is a mighty river, and I am a droplet. It seems that skies will fold, and I too will grow old. Didn't want to admit it, but it's happening anyway. And I can say it now because a week ago, in a town not so far away, there was a woman, so much like one of our dear people here today. And you know, she is 100 years old, and I fell madly in love with her. Her name is, I can't remember. I do know this. Time is an illusion, a magician. Out of her fingers, of which, tipped with gold, she unfolds our history, and she takes us on a magic trip. Take the forest, for example. Well, where would it be without the trees? And yet the trees become the lumber, and the lumber becomes kind of like a hypocrisy of financial freedom. So we look at this and we look at that. All the fame and glory, all the gold, all the silver, all the curly locks of Goldilocks time. And you might say that. But the point is, my mama was my mama. Your mama was your mama.
We all have a mama. And kind of like a daddy, I guess, if you feel like it sometimes. Or vice versa. We can hold on to variable changes and things that we clink, clank, clank between our fingers like coins. Or we could let it go. Flow, flow softly, O God of goddesses. O goddesses of gods, and all the conclusionary measures. We seem to find ourselves in confusion these days. And you, Mom, in that sweet meadow, covered with flowers and the does and the fawns are mine. You are mine, Mom. You will always be my mom. And all the dreams that I've had for me and for you and all beings, my heart cries, yes, I'm glad that I'm here. Namaste.
That is burning down the barns for May. Yeah.
All right.
Just let you know that next month, second Sunday, the 11th of June, 3 o'clock till 5, our featured readers will be Autumn Lorraine and Amy Ballard Rich.
Oh.
I can assure you, you will enjoy it. So write some poetry and come back next month.